The conservative organization Texas Values hosted the Texas Faith and Family Day rally at the Capitol today. The rally comes on the same day that the Senate State Affairs Committee listened to public testimony on SB 15.
That bill would ban transgender collegiate athletes from competing in women's sports. KVUE's Natalie Haddad joins us live from the Capitol now with more. Natalie.
Brian, Ashley, you mentioned that rally. Lawmakers could be heard chanting on the Capitol steps, rallying for SB 15 as opponents of SB 15 were inside the Capitol, speaking with other policymakers, encouraging them against it, calling it an attack on the LGBTQ plus community.
Save women's sports! Save women's sports!
At Texas Faith and Family Day at the Capitol, a rally held outside to address GOP legislation.
We will get it done.
While inside, one of the bills, Senate Bill 15, is heard on the Senate floor. SB 15 is the first piece of legislation to be heard in the Texas Senate that would directly affect those in the LGBTQ plus community. It requires college students who compete in athletic competitions to do so based on their biological sex. At Monday's rally, National Collegiate Athletic Association swimmer Riley Gaines says she once tied in a race with a transgender woman.
I was waiting for a coach or a parent or someone within the NCAA, someone who was supposed to be protecting us, to protect us. But then it hit me, if we as female athletes aren't willing to stick up for ourselves, how can we expect someone else to stick up for us?
Riley did not feel it was fair when the trophy went to her competitor, much less that they were competing against her and other women. She says she thought the NCAA would intervene.
They, of course, saw nothing wrong with this.
SB 15 would make it to where a transgender woman could not compete against Riley and other women. Equality Texas, an LGBTQ plus advocacy organization, spent the day in meetings at the Capitol, meeting with legislators. They tell KVUE in part, today, people turned out at the Capitol motivated by fear and hate. But we know that Texans believe in the message of love that we are defending. The small crowd that turned out pales in comparison to the 72% of Texans who want to protect the rights of their LGBTQ plus neighbors. Still, the Texas GOP looks to, quote, save women's sports.
Not only do they need to pass the Texas Senate, which they will, they need to pass the Texas House, and they need to be signed by the governor, who I know supports those bills.
Equality Texas went on to tell KVUE that they are going to continue showing up at the Capitol to fight against legislation they say is against them. I'll send it back to you in studio.